All right, so problems 11 and problem 12. Ooh, I need to fix that misspelling. Oh, ignore that. Okay. Anyways, it's the retaining wall and the reservoir. And these are going to be done in a different title block because these are more architectural. And we're also going to change up the dimensioning style, and we're going to have to add some layers now. So we're getting towards the end. You should be comfortable using AutoCAD now. All right, so here's our basic drawing. And before you panic, we're going to create a new layer for the earth. We're going to paint one for gravel. We're going to create one for concrete. We're doing a little drawing and hatching. This is truthfully, when you look at it, is really just some lines, right? A line going here to 45. Lines, a little spline drawn here, some hatching done so that we can then hatch inside of it. Here's what it looks like on 11 by 17 paper. If we have it, we'll print on that. If not, we'll continue to do on 8.5 by 11. I would just love to be able to get you an 11 by 17, but I just don't know if they're going to get it in. And I want you to notice the difference of the text here. Notice the text has changed, so we're now in City Blueprint. Notice the direction of the text has changed. It is now aligned with the dimension because we're doing architectural style, not engineering. Again, you'll save it in Blackboard, and you'll save it and upload it, etc. You need to do a couple things, so you need to make sure you're following this, that you change your drawing units, you go to your units and make sure they're architectural, that you make sure your line weight is showing. Gosh, my typos are horrible. Change your concrete and the gravel and etc. and all those are in there, okay? So here we go. Step 1. We're going to go to drawing utilities and units, and we're going to check to make sure that they're in architectural, not decimal, and they're to 0 to 0. Okay, so that was step 1. Next, I'm going to type in line weight. See how it starts to pull it up, make sure it's in inches and it's displaying the line weight. Okay, good, great, that's what we wanted to do. Our next is our dim style. We want to change this. So you've opened this off of Blackboard, and I've given it to you. Escape, get out of it. Dim style, and it should automatically pull it up. Let's go in. We're going to modify. We start with our lines by layer by layer by layer. Yes, 0.2. Yes, that's correct. Symbols. We want to change that to architectural tick. We're going to leave the size, etc. Yes. Text is one of the things we're going to need to change. We're going to need to add one. So we're going to need to create a new, and I'm going to call it architecture. Arc. And then I'm going to select arc, and I'm going to change it here. And so I'm going to go type in CTY till it finds the City Blueprint, and leave it, hide the 0 with factor 0, 1, etc. Apply. Close. So now I should be able to change it to architecture. There we go. Good. By layer, etc. Align with dimension line. I need to change it to that because it's going to go align with the dimension line. Fit, we're going to leave the same. Primary units, we're going to change that again. It's got to be architectural to 0, 0. And alternate units, if we were doing any of that, would be there, but we're not. And we're going to set this as cart, and we're going to say close. So last thing we need to do is we need to add our layers. I'll literally just type in layer so that I can go and add them in. Here's a little new layer. And so we're going to add concrete. And it will be continuous and it'll be white. Okay, yes, I do want it to be that color. I'm going to add earth. And I want it to be cyan. And if you think it's gone away, don't panic, just type in layer again, it'll pull it right up. It's still there because you can check everything. So we've got our concrete, which is white and is default. We've got our earth, which is cyan, good. Gravel, which is going to be lime green and default. And our last one's going to be ground. And it's going to be magenta. And it's going to have a line weight of 0.24. Escape. L-A-Y-E-R. It's just easier to pull it up, I find, over the years. Ground, 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 ground. There we go. 0.24. There we go. And we want to check layer 0, and we want to make sure that it's actually set to not print. So I click literally on the little printer to turn it on and off. I want that to be there, but I don't want it to print. Same just like as projection. Projection is there, you can see it, but I don't want it to actually print. So we've done all this, and now we're going to save this sucker to our drive. So R&B, and I'm going to save it as the architectural start file. I'm going to save it in there. Now after I've done that, now I'm going to repeat that save as process. And I'm going to save it as problem 11 retaining wall. 11 retaining wall. Alright, let's go draw this sucker. So it's just like as usual, you start with your drawings first. So I have to look at this, and I have to figure out a couple things. I got to figure out, well, I'm going to start drawing the L in the middle, the big L. So So I'm just going to go find my visible layer, my line tool, and I'm going to pick start and a point anywhere. And I'm just going to pick the bottom middle corner here. So, okay, hang on. So to do that, I'm going to have to read my measurements, and I'm going to have to know a couple things. So I have to know that the overall here, from the first part, from the first ledge up to where the ground starts, is 1.5 feet. And then after that, it's 4.5 feet. So I have to do a little math. So 1.5 plus 4.5, that's 5, that's 6 feet, right? So that means it's going to be a total of 6 times 12 is 72 inches. So you have to know some things. Remember, we draw everything full scale no matter what, and then we link it over using the viewports to make it to scale. So let's pick our starting point anywhere. And I want it to go straight up. Hit F8 if you want to try to force it, because I want to force it to keep to those nice horizontal vertical lines. 72. Enter. And this is where your dynamic input is your friend, because it's helping me when I need to go here. I'm going to zoom extend so I can see out. Escape. Get out of this command. Zoom extents again. Now I can zoom out a little bit. So there I got the first little line, right? And then my next, I know that it's 2 feet 3. Sorry, not linear. Hello. I'm not dimensioning it. I'm drawing it. So 2 feet 3 inches. That would be 24 plus 3 is 27. I'm going to come back down 72. And then I'm going to come over 7 feet 2 inches. So 7 times 12. That would be 84 plus 2 is 86. So you have to do math. Heaven forbid you have to do math. Oh my God, your brains are going to die. Okay, 2 feet 3 inches. So that's 24 plus 3 would be 27.
It is.
And I want to make sure it's going the right direction here. 27 down. And then it's going to come over. And I can do some math, or I can cheat a little bit because I don't feel like figuring this out. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I don't feel like doing all the math, and if you have other references that you can follow, hey, great, use them, your friends, because I know that that measurement, if I look, is 2 feet 8 inches from there. So 24 plus 8 is 32. So it's just a matter of what measurements, what math do you want to do, what do you not want to do. Yes, I can do that math pretty easily. I just didn't feel like doing it right now. Come straight over to here. Come straight over. Come straight down. And if you're not sure if you have it right, you can do a quick linear measurement from the opening. Actually, I should go to here. There it goes. And zoom in, and it'll tell you, see, it's 2 feet 8 inches, so that is what it should be, right? Yes. So if you're not sure, you can do those to help you out. I'm going to erase this now because I don't need it. And trim, get rid of the bottom part here. Trim, spacebar, go away. There we go. Alright, I'm going to hit F8 to turn the ortho off because I don't need that right now, because I want to draw my 45-degree line from here to here, which is simply a corner to corner. Perfectly 45.5. Okay, now let's get some of the earth and land that surrounds it. So I look at it, and again, I'm going to do a little offset of 18 inches because 1 foot 8. 1 foot 6 is 18 inches, so I know it goes to there. And I just click on it so I get the blue node editors and pulling it out. And I'm not really worried about where I'm placing it to. I'm just pulling it out. And I'm going to change this to ground. And again, click on it, grab that blue node editor, and just stretch that sucker out. Hit F8 to force it to stay nice and horizontal, vertical, etc. And I'm just approximating it to the outside. Escape. Trim spacebar because I don't want it anyhow. Alright, so now I got my basic. Okay, I look and I say that the thickness of like the surface dirt is only 2 inches thick. So let's go ahead and offset that too. Down, down, trim, and Control Z, zoom in so you can see a little better. There we go. All right, it says the next is down a total 11 inches, and I know the first was 2, so that means that's going to come down 9. So each one of those are going to come down 9. First, repeat the trim, because obviously it's not going to come into there, and obviously it's not going to come into this part. And to make it a little easier on myself, I'm going to turn it into this, what layer I know it matches to. So like I know the bottom here by looking is the earth. So put that on the earth layer. Escape to get out, and the other one I know is gravel, so I just click on it and change it to gravel. It just makes it a little easier for me. Alright, next I'm looking at this, I go like, okay, what do I need to draw next? Well, next according to this is I have like a little outline that's going around this thing, and it's over 1.1 feet 11 inches this way, and it's out this way 2 feet 3 inches. So 1 foot 11 inches becomes 23 inches. And 2 feet, that becomes 27. 2 feet 3 inches becomes 27 inches. And then it's offsetted down 27 inches also. That makes it easy enough. And then I'm going to select it with my ortho on. Just grab those blue node editor handles, grab it, pull it out. Opposite of trim is extend. Extend, spacebar, come on you. Extend that up all the way and down. Come on. Down. And the reason why this won't extend is because these need to come out more. So just drag them out. The reason they're staying nice and perfectly horizontal is because, again, I have the ortho on, the F8 is on, and that's why they're staying nice and lined up like I want them. And you'll notice I am not worried about where I'm placing them, because I'm fixing to need to trim that off anyways to do a break. There it goes. Come on. Escape. Now let's extend. Spacebar. And trim again. Come on, come on. I said trim. Spacebar, sorry. See, sometimes even it gives me fits. Okay, next I look and I have the little hidden lines that represent the different reinforced rebars, and those are in by 3 inches, so let's offset 3. Extend. And then trim. And then once I trim it out, oops, and if you Control Z, if you do the wrong thing, zoom in closer with it with your mouse if you need to. If you're having problems being able to select it and see it, I just zoom in and use the scroll wheel on my mouse to get in closer to it so I can see it all. Come on, stop being annoying. There it goes.